Hey everyone, David here with another unboxing product review, and today we have the EPOS GTW 270 Hybrid. And I'm particularly excited about this one because this product solves a problem that I've been struggling with for 10 years. Before we open the box, let me give you a quick sneak peek so you can see the price. I'll put a link to this page in the description below so you can check out all the specs. You could see that in the box we're going to get the wireless earbuds, the case, some cables, a dongle, which I'll discuss in a minute, and different size tips for the earbuds. Now you might be thinking, David, I've seen you evaluate earbuds that are actually higher in price with a lot more features. What's so exciting about this one? This has the killer feature, which is the fact that it is hybrid. Now I talk about hybrid workers a lot, but in this case, the earbuds themselves, the device is hybrid. It has two ways of connecting wirelessly. Through Bluetooth, which is convenient, we all love it, we use it for everything, and a second mode which gives low latency wireless earbuds. Let's get to the unboxing and then we can talk about when and where low latency really matters and exactly how low latency I think these are. To start, the packaging is nice. I mean, it looks nice. It has this magnetic seal, which is very satisfying. I always feel bad throwing these away. I feel like if I'm gonna regift them someday, I wanna keep it, but I don't have room in my house for all these. Y'all tell me in the comments, what do you do with your packaging? Do you keep these or throw them away? Okay, first thing is the cables, accessories. We'll do that last. And then we have the earbuds themselves, the dongle, the case, the charging case, and some paperwork. The paperwork is the quick start guide and expected warnings and whatnot. Next, let's take out the case. Do the satisfying unwrapping. And it feels sturdy. I don't know if it feels like metal. I don't know what it's made out of, but it feels sturdy. It's got a nice, oh, there we go. 4 lights on it, and that's it. There's one button, 4 lights, and 1 port in the back. There is not a lot to figure out here. Next, let's take out the earbuds. And they also magnetically fit satisfyingly into the case, and that's how you charge them. The earbuds themselves have 5 hours of battery time. With using the case as a charger, you could extend that by another 20 hours. And the last thing in the box here, before we open up the accessory pack, is the USB-C dongle. The dongle is what allows for the low latency connection. If I just open up my phone and connect normally with Bluetooth, it'll just be a regular Bluetooth connection. If I plug this into my PC, it'll be the low latency connection. Now you might be thinking what I was thinking, which was, oh no, wireless devices, audio, dongles, Windows audio, this is gonna be a headache to set up. But it was all set up and configured. The dongle is already paired with the wireless earbuds. I just plugged this into the PC, and the way it's configured, the PC saw it not as a dongle, it saw it as a headphones. It just treated it as a headphones. So all of my Windows apps, everything in Windows, I was able to use it as if it was a wired headphone. There's only 4 things in the accessories pack, which is great. Less is better. It's very easy to get started with these headphones. One is the ear tips. Another is a little rubber case for the dongle with a little string, it's kind of hard to see, attached here, which I think is great. I'd be a little bit worried about losing this thing if I was traveling with it, and you can attach this to, I mean, you could tie a ribbon around it or something, or just attach it to one of the cables so you won't lose it. And we have 2 cables. One is the charging cable. One end goes to the back of the case, and the other is USB. And this one is actually good because I only have one USB in my PC, and I'm using it for something else, USB-C. This is USB-C. I have plenty of USB, regular USB. So this is an adapter cable, and it also gives me some length to work with. So put my dongle here. Now, standard USB back into my into the back of my computer, and I'm good to go with low latency wireless audio. Unfortunately, I can't really tell you how they sound. Sound is subjective. They're EPOS headsets. Of course they sound great. I think they sound great, but you have to try them out yourself to see how they sound to you. But what I can tell you is, well, I can tell you how they sound to me, but I can tell you how they feel to me as well. A lot of times wireless earbuds are really hard to get just right. Either they're uncomfortable, they're too big, they don't fit well, or they're a little too loose. So you feel like when you move your head around, it's like you're almost clenching, trying to hold them in. You don't want them to fall out, trying to keep them in there. These are comfortable. I don't feel any wiggle, and I don't feel a lot of weight or pressure. Yeah, maybe if I was wearing them for a 10-hour stream, I might get a little uncomfortable there. But I think for a normal normal length stream or a normal working session, these would be no problem. These would be perfectly comfortable. The earbuds have a microphone as well, obviously very useful for a lot of applications, and I'll let you hear what that sounds like. But first, I want to discuss the latency. Standard Bluetooth has latency between 50 milliseconds and 200 milliseconds, so up to a fifth of a second. For a lot of applications, that really doesn't matter. If you're listening to music on your phone, it could be 10 seconds of latency. You don't know. You're just hearing it 10 seconds after your phone's playing it. Doesn't bother you. And if you're watching a movie, if there's a lot of latency, the actors' lips will move differently from their talking. They'll have a lip sync issue. But 200 milliseconds, you can watch a movie and it won't look bad. There's a reason we use Bluetooth for everything and don't complain about it. It does the job for most of our applications. But there are some applications that require lower latency. One of the biggest use cases for low latency earbuds like this is video gamers. Esports is a big thing. These games, the winners get millions of dollars sometimes. A few milliseconds of hearing something before your opponent and having time to react to it can make the difference between winning and losing. Another big use case is music. A lot of musicians now have their instruments, whether it's guitar, keyboard, violin, whatever, plugged into their computers. And playing a musical instrument through your computer requires really low latency. It's not a preference thing. It's not that it's kind of annoying if there's latency. It becomes impossible to play. If you do a simple experiment, if you connect a microphone to your computer and play it back to yourself over Bluetooth, so you're hearing it a fifth of a second later, you lose the ability to talk. As you're hearing yourself with that little bit of a delay coming back at yourself, you start tripping over your words. It's the same thing when I'm playing guitar. If I'm playing and I strum and then I hear it a fifth of a second later, my fingers stop working. I just can't play the next chords. It really messes you up. And I found that anything 40 milliseconds, 50 milliseconds, I really struggle to play. This is going to be subjective. Some people might have more of a tolerance for this. Some people might have less of a tolerance. But from my years of experimenting with different wireless solutions, I found that anything under 25 milliseconds, I can't even perceive. Some people with quicker brains might be able to. I can't even perceive. It's almost like no latency. Anything over 40, I really start to struggle. And then there's this window between 25 and 40. My understanding is that the GTW 270 hybrid is using aptX-LL, stands for low latency technology. aptX-LL wireless has been tested at 34 milliseconds. So what does that mean? It means I'm able to play guitar with them. I'm using them. I think I can tell sometimes. Usually I'm just playing, I forget about it, it's fine. Once in a while, depending on just the kind of chords I'm playing, I guess, the rhythm, I'll be like, oh, did I perceive something? But it's not enough to mess me up. It's right, another 5 milliseconds, it's right on the borderline. Another 5 milliseconds, I think I would be struggling. But I'm so thrilled I'm able to use, I finally have a wireless way to play guitar on my PC. And just for full disclosure, the best I had come up before this, after 9 years of trying to figure this out, was something I found on Amazon. These little devices which use 2.4G wireless technology, which I saw rated at 25 milliseconds. And I would clip this one to my belt, and I would stick this one in the back of the computer, and then I would have to clip this to my shirt, my Apple headset, clip this to my shirt and plug it into my belt. And of course, as I'm moving around in the guitar strap, it was tugging on my ears and annoying. It was just constantly bothering me. So what I'm gaining is a lot of comfort. I really prefer the way these earbuds feel to having any kind of cable pulling at me. And what I'm giving up is 9 milliseconds. I'm going from 25 milliseconds, which I found completely imperceptible, to 34 milliseconds, which I find completely playable and maybe perceptible, but I'm not sure. It's that borderline. I don't want to mislead anyone. I don't want anyone to buy these and say, hey, I find these completely perceptible and you're saying they're not. I'm not saying they're not perceptible. I'm not saying you'll be able to play with them. I'm saying they feel like 34 milliseconds to me after all the years of testing. They feel like 34 milliseconds to me. And if you're doing music on the computer, you should know if 34 milliseconds is going to work for you or not. I can say to video gamers, this will give you an advantage. If you're using regular headsets, if you're using Bluetooth, if you're up to 200 milliseconds, I don't want to guarantee, but I can pretty much, I can almost promise your scores are going to go up, which is, that's what it's all about. Before I switch over to the microphone on these things, a quick disclaimer. To be fair, microphones that are right in front of your face like this one will always sound better than microphones that are a few inches away that are in your ear. And also, this microphone, for the cost of this microphone, you could literally buy 3 sets of these headphones and still have enough money left over to take the wife out to Applebee's. So it is not about comparing the quality of this microphone to these earbuds. That's not fair. Just judge them on their own merit. Obviously, it's convenient to have a microphone along with your ear set if you're using them, whether you're using them Bluetooth or low latency for all your applications. Let me move this away so it's easy to see in the video. When I switched, you are now obviously hearing me through the earbuds. And again, the goal here is going to be for communications, not for recording quality. You aren't going to use this to do the vocals on your new album. You're going to use this to talk to your colleagues over Zoom and Microsoft Teams, or to your video gaming friends over your video gaming platform. Final thing, EPOS has on their website management software for this device. So you can update the software, change the equalizer settings, change microphone settings like the noise gate. I'm not going to go through it button by button. It's pretty straightforward. You can figure it out yourself. The important thing is it's there. Obviously, software like this can be very helpful. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Please like and subscribe. And I'm going to get ready to do my guitar stream on Twitch and finally be free and wireless after all of these years. Thanks for watching.